Oh shoot, dang, Kaja is the man. He got them abs. His hard work really is paying off. He's even doing the grit, looking at the mirror like how every guy does while they're building their confidence. So now he's showing us how he's able to do it by breakdancing. It's a little bit off, but hey, if it works, it works. You can hate on it, calling it cringe, but the result are showing we good. He's even picturing Chizuru doing his chest. There you go. He's not picturing himself getting NTR'd. He's walking downstairs all happy. This is when we found out the truth about his progress, his job, how the search is going, which is his way of making money, how he's able to survive and sustain his lifestyle, how he gonna take Chizuru on a date when he don't even have money, and how his driving class is doing. According to him, it seems like he's doing very well. Good job, Kaja. He making progress. See guys, he's not hopeless at all. He just needs to be a little bit disciplined, put in the work, and results will show. Man's even remembering what Best Girl said about him using his environment. He sees that there will be a full license test on that day. So his driving license test is on July the 4th and it's June 23rd. So 10 days. We're getting close to finding out if Reiji will stop milking this series for that bit of cash. Kaja does have some spare days. He should check out the farm first. Yes, absolutely, 100%. He should do that. Get some experience in before the day actually starts. Because you never know what can happen on an open playing field. Kaja doesn't have the money to rent the whole place out. So it's a public spot for everyone to go. If he finds it on Google, on the internet or whatever, that means that it's pretty high rated and a lot of people would go there. Maybe he could see that there are people there and that could actually just interrupt their date that they're gonna have, or maybe interrupt the confession. He needs to plan this out. Do not go into something so blindly. Normally, I would say do it naturally because it flows better, but that's what he wants. It's fine. He wants to pass the public road to make sure things are safe. Okay, this guy's smart. See, he's thinking ahead, because if he fails or whatever it is, people will laugh and Chizuru will be put off by him failing. Just practice. In the end, all he really wants is to be with Chizuru. So why not do that? When he's chilling eating ramen, he's like, okay, should I tell her or not? He remembers she wants nothing to do but focus on her play, so it's hard to call her about it or call her at this moment. He's right, don't call her right now, because her career is more important than him currently. Anything to interrupt that will make her pissed off and she wouldn't like him and she would probably just run away. Man was like, wait, I want to see her going on a play. He's trying to essentially convince his brain that it's a good idea, so he's gonna go and see her. But when he pulls up the phone, hold on, he searches her up online and she's right there, so her name is out there. If she wasn't popular, it wouldn't show up on the algorithm. So she's making progress, even selling out the seats. Chizuru is about to be big. My man is shocked people are fighting over these tickets. So this tells us Chizuru is really up there. That means that she probably is gonna get signed for a big deal soon. She might have to travel. He just doesn't know how to react. But he sees an app. He presses on it and my man got rejected. No. Kaja's thinking right now is right. Yes, it is killing his momentum of trying to improve his life for the better. Because remember, you can work on whatever else, but if you do not have the cash and the money, you cannot sustain your life. Money is a big factor, and actually a job title and what the guy chooses to do is a big factor of how people views that guy, whether he's competent or not. You will never see someone say, oh hey, you know, that janitor or that garbage man is competent. If you do that line of work, or anybody do that line of work, you're doing God's work, okay? You're contributing more than a lot of people out there. But the truth is, people look at a guy and what job position he has. It's a big part of what creates the guy's character. And if Kaja doesn't have that, the media, when Chizuru's famous, is gonna eat him alive. But it's more importantly to keep his lifestyle up. That's why keep trying. That's all that matters. If you knew you put your best effort into something, even if that thing fails, you'd be like, well, I tried my best. He's looking at things more positively, in a good perspective. Smart. Even if Chizuru still rejects him, he's still got the six-pack abs, the license, and the job hunting. He needs all these things to succeed, 100%. He promised to make it happen because Chizuru is always pulling him forward. Cut to Chizuru. She's looking at the text message from Ruka. She got a nice room though. She saw that Ruka has read it, but she just hasn't responded. Weird. That is strange because no Ruka, she would have all that energy for Chizuru. She would be screaming. She would be aggressive. But now she's not. Chizuru knows that Ruka might have an idea about her situation with Kaja, but she's not 100% sure. What if she answers or call her back? How would she apologize? What does Chizuru need to apologize for? She doesn't need to apologize. Sure, it was really morally wrong of her to lie about Kaja's relationship with her in front of Ruka, but that's her choice. It's her relationship, her situation. Why does she need to put out her personal relationship? Doesn't she get that? Yes, she's wrong for lying, but it's her relationship. She thinks that there's no way she would forgive her if she reveals the truth. Of course, if you look at the last time, she went crazy. She remembers back to Ruka, she cannot tell her. Chizuru now is thinking that she's in love with him. She's been thinking that she's in love with him since the freaking very beginning. I guess she is if she's thinking this much and making this much effort. She sends her a text. They go into the mother farm. She look at it thinking about the kids that they have had. She shakes it off, watch the show on TV. I guess she's trying to up her standards or something. Just respond with it with the yes. She's gonna go here. So this is Kaja's chance to get through her walls. My man is looking at the mirror again. Wait a minute, he's not buff anymore. He's skinny. He looks like his previous self. So he only looks buff after he works out. In the beginning of the chapter, it seems like Kaja was ahead of getting his life together. He was right on track. When in reality, he still has to pass the driving test. Remember, when it comes to the hard-hitting moments, those moments matter the most. If he's driving on the test, he just panics, accidentally crashes, and fails his driving test. You never know. He's working out a lot. It seems like he's got his own techniques. But when you actually saw him normally, he's still the same as before. He got no abs, nothing. Even if he does have the internship, if he ain't getting the deals and he ain't getting the paid and he ain't getting that bonus and he ain't getting the job, what's the point? So he's not as competent as he makes himself out to be. I thought he was more competent than that. I was wrong. Because remember, with Kaja, he's a very realistic guy. He doesn't lie to himself unless he has to lie to other people. But with himself, he typically is very honest if you guys pay attention to his character. So I thought that he was actually really improving because he said it himself, right? On his own thought process, in his own merit. But there is one good news though. He won't stop trying. So there is a chance, but it's not looking good because it doesn't matter how hard you work. If the result doesn't show, nobody cares. None of this would matter. But there is one thing that would kind of save him. Chizuru doesn't even care about the abs. She still liked him when he had no abs, when he was down bad. It would honestly be better for him to just go to the original plan, saying, hey, I'll go visit the garden beforehand to see how things work, how people are. If there's just some a-hole interrupting the confession, the date would be ruined. Honestly, all he needs to do is focus on his driving skills. Then everything will be good. As long as Chizuru gets his confession, that's all that matters. Because we all know she's really succeeding. And there's no way that she's not aiming for something that's mainstream. That's the whole point of her career. Her popularity. The more she sells out those seats, the better she's doing. We all know how confident Chizuru is. She's been hustling since the very first episode. And eventually, someone is going to give her the chance to perform on mainstream, live on stage, maybe even outside Japan. Even within Japan, she's not gonna have the time for Kaja. She values her JV career more than him. If he doesn't get the confession off, then it's his fault. But if she rejects him, there's nothing that he can do about it. That's out of his control. But it's in his control to make sure that the confession would come out and will work. He's the one that has to ask her out. I'm looking at this relationship's not gonna work. This dude is trying his hardest and he can't even do above average or even average, where she's aiming to be an exceptional person who's really famous on camera all day, huge numbers, huge money. Two different people with different values. How would they have the time to spend with each other? The only thing that is saving Kaja is that Chizuru hasn't made it yet. If this doesn't work out, he has other stuff, but he still wasted his time trying to chase her, while he's just gone to someone better. Or spend his time doing his favorite thing, being a degenerate. What if Chizuru rejects him? Would he still be able to do the work? Because right now, he's trying to get his job, he's trying to get his abs, he's trying to get all this crap. But he's only doing this because of her. If there's no reason, why would he keep it up? That's how a guy would typically think. That's how Kaja is too. We'll see how he does. He might be a little dumb in the head. He should honestly just focus on doing the date right. He should honestly just focus on his driving skills so he can actually get a chance to confess to Chizuru properly.